What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Indiana Jones game coming from Machine Games and Bethesda and Todd Howard, and oh my dear God. So I'm recording this on Tuesday when the news literally will not stop, and so I guess I want to apologize firstly, well, number one, for having this video go up 2 days after, but secondly, for having it go up on my second channel. I know sometimes people don't like it when I put bigger stories on the second channel as opposed to the first, but I mean, look, there's literally like 11 or 12 news stories that I wanted to cover, and I just am trying to throw them out and put them in wherever I possibly can. So I mean, there's not a lot to go off of. In fact, there's literally nothing. The trailer is like cool, but it doesn't even really shout. I know when I tweeted it out, okay, I think I tweeted it before I even watched the trailer, and people were tweeting at me like, what is this? So like the trailer doesn't even do the greatest job at conveying what game it's trying to be, or like what it's going to be, but it's an Indiana Jones game. So they're making an Indiana Jones game. It's a brand new story. It's like an original original thing, and it's coming from Machine Games, who's the Wolfenstein guys. So they made Wolfenstein, they made Wolfenstein 2, they made Wolfenstein Youngblood with the help, I believe, of Arcane Studios. Youngblood, let's pretend like that game never happened. Now, funny enough, and this is funny kind of in like a sad way, I've never been able to really love the Wolfenstein games. I played 2, in fact, I think I owned 2. I did play 1, I just don't think I owned it, and they're solid games that I think just for someone like me, I just couldn't, for whatever reason, I just could not get invested in it. I think it's a really good shooter game. It's a really interesting story game. Visually, it looks pretty good. It's just not really one that really speaks out to me. But trust me, the Indiana Jones game does. Now, and funny enough, like I saw people tweeting like, you know, there's somebody tweeted out like, I hate it when there's like copycat games, like Naughty Dog should sue in regards to Uncharted. So you have Tomb Raider, you have Uncharted, and you have Indiana Jones, which Uncharted was made, you know, thinking of. Uncharted literally was an Indiana Jones game. That's what the whole idea of the game was supposed to be, just with a, you know, a brand new kind of thing. So, you know, it's interesting, but it's also interesting of like how the game will do, because like we're used to Wolfenstein, and these guys made Wolfenstein, so they're definitely, well, it actually means a couple different things. I didn't even think about this when I first clicked record. Does that mean no Wolfenstein 3? Because these are the guys who made 1 and 2. They made the DLC. They could make a Wolfenstein 3. Youngblood was received so poorly, rightfully so. That game was, I mean, I watched that game. That game was absolute garbage. That game went down a SJW kind of path in that regard, and besides that, even if you don't want to talk about that, that DLC itself was just no good, no bueno whatsoever. Okay, so you know, obviously they have a little bit of redemption to do, but, and also again, like, this game is going to be pretty different. I mean, if this game isn't like Uncharted, then I don't know what they're doing, really. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of has to be high action sequences, humor, like intrigue, right? Mystery, kind of detective work, the fast-paced like gunfights and moving around and scaling things and all that kind of stuff. Maybe some driving sequences. Like, it has to function a lot like an Uncharted. So I wonder how close it'll be, or do they kind of do like a mid-ground where it's like, okay, well, we can't be Uncharted because Uncharted already exists, but the game, you know, Indiana Jones is like that. Again, considering they stole it in the first place, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I love Uncharted. Uncharted is my favorite franchise of all time. So this is a very, very exciting thing. And also, they did talk about, by the way, that this is a while off. Now, when they said that, I didn't see who was making it. I was like, oh dear. And also, you know, again, like Todd Howard is like the executive producer of this game. So it's like, oh my dear God, he's doing Starfield, he's doing Elder Scrolls 6. Is there a Fallout after that? Like, is this game going to be 15 years away, and for some reason, like, Harrison Ford won't even be, no, I'm not saying Harrison Ford will be in it, but he won't even be around by the time this game, you know, comes out to light, because it'll be 15 years from now. But no, again, like, being made from a different team. So Todd Howard's actually doing quite a bit of stuff. You know, I mean, again, like, he's, for what we know, seemingly overseeing Starfield, overseeing Elder Scrolls 6, and then also overseeing this game, it seems like. But at the same time, again, like, these guys are different. These guys are not the team that's making either of those games, and they haven't made a full big game since Wolfenstein 2, and then again, Youngblood. That was the summer, I think it was August of 2019. So it's been a couple years. I think, I really think what they're kind of teasing with how, like, they can't really say anything. It's going to take some time. Like, they'll talk about it later. I really think what they mean is, like, this game is easily 2 to 3 years out. I would say that's kind of fair. At least 2 to 3 years out. And so we're probably not going to get anything super substantial for at least another year and a half. And remember, Bethesda, they tend to, you know, obviously they do different things, and they announced Elder Scrolls 6 probably like 500 years before the game comes out. I know I'm being a little bit exaggerating, But no, I mean, in reality, sometimes they announce the games super far out just to kind of give people like a sneak peek of like what's coming next. But normally, I mean, when they were in their heyday, when they were feeling super confident about themselves, mainly with Fallout 4 and 76, they announced those games 4 months, like, or 3. I think Fallout 4, they announced 3 months before the game came out, and 76, I think, was like 4 months. So they announced them and they released them very, very quickly. Now, again, like showing Starfield, that was, you know, obviously a different decision. Showing Elder Scrolls, that was probably just to give people like confidence in that, okay, we are making this franchise, like we're not done with it. Again, that was after some of the fallback that they had in general with these games, so maybe they felt they kind of had to show it earlier than they wanted to. So like they're no strangers to announcing games super early, and they're also no strangers to announcing games like a day before they come out. Okay, so Indiana Jones, hopefully it's kind of in the middle. We don't see it 8 years from now, but it's not going to come out like this year, right? It's gonna take a while. Honestly, I think again probably a 20. And it's interesting because I'm used to thinking 2 years, so 2022, because I still think we're in 2020. But no, I think this is like a 2023-ish game. It's going to be halfway cycle of the PS5 and Xbox Series X generation, all that good stuff. So very exciting. I mean, I don't want it to be better than Uncharted, kind of just for like, because I adore Uncharted so much. But in all reality, I mean, this is the game. This is the game that it was molded after. And although the studio, again, Machine Games, isn't really used to making games like that, we'll have to see how they do it. We'll have to see if maybe they completely change up how the game will be overall. I kind of doubt it, honestly. I feel like, again, you kind of have to move it towards the Uncharted-like feel, but we'll see. I mean, truly anything is possible, so we'll have to wait until we get, like, the first trailer or something. So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think? Are you pumped for this? How do you think it would, again, do you think it would be like Uncharted? Do you think it would be like a Wolfenstein kind of thing? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up, and I do a brand new video on this channel every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.